the middle of the afternoon and I have a migraine headache. It must mean that there's a brand new Now album out. There it is. It's Now 58, which means we have to talk about 10 songs that make my hair go bye-bye even faster than natural selection. Yeah, keep on coming with the hair thing, man. These songs are part of the reason why it's happening. So the last time we talked about it now, there were people on it like Pitbull and Flo Rida and stuff like that. They're absent from this by and large, so this is going to be very interesting. So here we are, brand new day, brand new Now. Let's get started. These are the 10 worst songs on Now 58, and we of course begin with number 10. Number 10 is Taylor Swift's Out of the Woods. Now, 1989 wasn't all that bad of an album. It wasn't all that good of an album. I feel like this song is being used to promote that new Snow White film or whatever. But it feels like on this particular occasion that Now is digging through the graveyard of Taylor Swift songs off of 1984, or 89, 1984. That year has other significance. In order to try to figure out something just to throw on there. It's a single, Taylor stays relevant, blah, blah, blah. Really, she's probably working on the follow-up to the album. At least if she isn't, she probably should start, considering the time of 1989 is quickly going bye-bye. Everyone's talking about 1985 by Haken right now. They're not? Well, they should be. Number 9, we have Chris Lane with Fix. Chris Lane is apparently a bro country star. He's somebody who's on the What's Next right now, and he's not going to be there for very long. He's going to be joining the main roster of mainstays very, very soon. And for me to say that is to admit something kind of weird. But here's the thing. This bro country song starts off very simply by saying something to the degree of, you know what's missing from your life, baby? Me. It's that self-centered idea, that self-centered, I'm what you need in your life, baby, because not all country music is depressing. In fact, a lot of country music these days is a goddamn party. Holy shit, Jason Aldean. But this is something where, aside from this notion, aside from this idea, the idea and the concept of country music gets stripped away, and this sounds a lot more like purebred pop music, and it's not bad. That's the thing. This is on the list purely because, for whatever reason, they opted to even hustle in just a little bit of that bro country at the beginning, a little bit of that chauvinist, machismo at the beginning, to try to be like, I'm the one that you need. When in reality, the song that happens after it stands well enough on its own. It's an opening line. It's completely unnecessary. It almost made me just simply turn the song right off, and I would have missed something fairly decent. That's right. Fairly decent. I'm thinking this cat could actually cross over and just be pop and actually be an Adam Levine that has a little bit more to offer. I don't know much about the rest of his catalog. I could be dead wrong on that, but if he basically just did the Fix formula, he'd be alright. Number 8, we have Bryson Tiller with the song Don't. This is a song that is a bit of a conundrum. It's on the list because its beginning and its end are complete. I don't know what's happening here. I really don't understand what's happening with this composition. It's one that just feels so strange, but whenever you actually get to the middle portion of this song, whenever you get to the actual part where Bryson decides to bless us with his voice, it's actually not that bad. It's like he's trying to channel a little bit of Kendrick Lamar intermixed with Drake. He's on Young Money, and the video for this, because I don't buy these shitty albums, I just fucking look the crap up, almost looks like he's trying to use like this scissored eye lens. Like, you ever heard of the fisheye lens and stuff like that? This is scissored eye because it's all kind of faded and shit like that. And he's not all that bad. He actually has a little bit of skill, but at the end of this composition, it kind of decays into that, which is really kind of unnecessary, completely stupid. I don't know what it's trying to really tell me. Whenever Kendrick did it, it had a little bit of substance to it that you could tell from the song. I couldn't tell anything from this song as to why that just happened in the beginning was just weird. So this is one that honestly I could see Bryson doing some decent things, but this song is just kind of a dud. Number 7, DJ Snake and Bipolar Sunshine with Middle. Oh, terrific. We have another club song with a really, really annoying beat drop. Oh, that's just what we need. Thank you so very much. As if there isn't 17,000 people trying to do the exact same freaking thing right now, considering that's what's in style. I get it. If something is in style, that means there's going to be a lot of parody. A lot of people are going to do these things. But DJ Snake is, once again, just on the list for making a song that's mediocre, but yet it's being praised considering it has that very recognizable, very irritating beat drop that's going to get stuck in people's heads. It's all the more it is. You want to admit that it's good, you want to say that it's good, it's probably because you've heard the song 75,000 times that it's actually brainwashed you into thinking that it's good. Seek professional help. Number 6, Sivan, or whatever the hell this is, with the song Youth. Troye Sivan. We're going to go with that. I don't know. This is just some generic anthem about being young. The kid is still pretty young, so there's a little bit of a pass there, but the songwriting on this just is very unremarkable. There's not much to really go off of. And that's kind of the problem that I noted on a lot of the songs on this Now record, and we probably will talk about it a little bit more later, is that there's a lot of empty space on this album. There's a lot of times where the composition actually just sort of fades into nothingness, and that dullard feeling that you get whenever that occurs is because you're expecting a little bit more. Pop is supposed to have a little bit more oomph behind it. It's supposed to have a little bit more sunshine, or a little bit more in the way of body movement. And this is instead an album that has a little bit more of a stationary feel to it. And once again, we'll get into that a little bit more later. This song, once again, is just sort of generic about being young. The kid may actually have a good career in front of him. He can become a passionate songwriter, but for right now, this is kind of like the new breed, you know what I mean? The new breed of now potential superstars. By the way, speaking of that, Zayn is not on this list, for those of you who are wondering. Pillow Talk was actually not that bad. Number 5, Selena Gomez with Hands to Myself. Selena has been trying, and trying very, very hard over the course of the past couple of years, really ever since that movie, Spring Breakers, where she, Spring Break Forever, to grow up in the eyes of everybody. And it's really working for a lot of people, but for me, it still just isn't quite happening. Even in the music video for Hands to Myself, where throughout the majority of this video, she's in nothing more than a bra and a pair of panties or whatever it is. She's in essentially seductive wear. It still doesn't feel like you can look at this and be okay with it. It's still a song that sounds very much like a mature woman that has a grade school or junior high school crush. And she does have a decent voice on it, I will admit that. It's not too bad, but she still just sounds so very young, and the song itself feels a little bit hokey. It feels very, very hokey, and that's not something that's a positive thing. Number 4, we have Kelly Clarkson with Piece by Piece. The Kelly Clarkson formula is tiresome. It is getting to that damned point where each and every song is starting to feel the exact same. And really, with Kelly Clarkson, she's had a nice long career. It is now time, and this was for American Idol, by the way, which is in its last season. Thank God, get that piece of shit off the air. This is just around the time where Kelly needs to consider doing a little bit more to try to expand the philosophy. I understand that pop is not a place where that oftentimes happens. Princes do not come all the time. Michael Jacksons don't come all the time. Great transformative pop artists that aim to make change don't come all the time. Some folks just want the money and don't want to take risks. Kelly, take a risk. Do not write the same song over and over again with different lyrics and maybe in a different key. Perhaps try a different beat, or perhaps try a different influential style. It's to the point where I have no desire whatsoever to check out anything outside of your singles, because I figure it's the same dribble garbage that we would get with the singles, considering you chose this as the single and not the other shit. Number 3, I can't even do numbers because my head hurts so bad. We have Rachel Platten with Stand By You. That's right, the fight song chick, or whatever it was called. The message on this song is really great, similar to what you got with Fight Song, but once again, man, this is just another track that just flat out sucks. It's one of those attempted earworms that is working so very, very hard and so very, very well. I actually think that Stand By You is a little bit of a better song than Fight Song, to be perfectly 100% blunt with everybody out there, male or female. I think that it is the better of the two tracks, but it's still just, it doesn't have very much. It doesn't go many places, and it doesn't have to. I get it. It's an anthem song. It doesn't have to go many places in order to be really powerful. The big problem is that I'm not going to remember this song in 5 years. I'm not going to remember this song next year. I'm not going to remember these songs that are on this album the same way that I remember songs even from the early portions of the 2000s. And now I understand that that was during a more youthful time of my life, and you tend to remember that a little bit more. It's that whole nostalgia idea. But in reality, whenever you're somebody who dives into music as headlong as a gentleman such as myself or many of you fans, the fact that a lot of these songs sound unremarkable enough to not be remembered within 12 months of its release is a bad thing. Sorry, Rachel, this song is right there within it. Fight Song actually has more lasting power, even though it's the worst of the two. Number 2, speaking of, is Justin Bieber with Love Yourself. Now, this new change for Justin Bieber might not be that bad of a thing, but fucking Christ is this song boring. I'll tell you what, we were speaking about how a lot of these tracks feel very stationary. Now, there's a comparison point I can make right now, and that's the fact that there's a shit, I forgot his goddamn name. Son of a bitch. Don't you just hate it whenever that happens? James Bay. There it is. There's a James Bay song on this album. I'm going to say Jason Bay. That's a baseball player. Go team. Anyway, there's a James Bay song on this album that's kind of the same thing. It's very soft, you know. It's one that is relatively stationary, but it just feels like it has a little bit more movement because it feels like James is doing a little bit more, not only with his voice, but with his emotion and with the way in which this is being delivered. Justin, meanwhile, is trying to use that same sultry pop voice that he is really draped all over the Purpose movement or, you know, the album, and it just doesn't work. It really feels very much like it feels like a piss break song. I don't want to listen to this track. I don't care about this track. Nobody should care about this track. It's fucking boring. I don't give a crap if Justin Bieber has become the sexiest man alive because he discovered weight machines, puberty, adolescence, and fucking things. I still don't give a shit. Number 1, and this is history, ladies and gentlemen. History has been made. Mark this day down. Number 1 is Bibi Bourelly with Sally. You might ask, why is this history? Why is this history, Cover Killer Nation? Because for the first time ever in history of us doing this, a What's Next artist has hit number 1. And it's for one simple reason, aside from the fact that this song is absolute deplorable trash, and it's the fact that this sounds like a Meghan Trainor clone. From the tone of voice to the overall composition of this material, we don't need more Trainor. And we're going to get more Trainor. That's the bad thing, because what did I just see today? Brand new Meghan Trainor single is being dropped. That'll be on the next now. Good gravy. I can't wait. I can't wait to have my ears bleed for the 15th damn time this year. That's fantastic news. Let me just get out my date book and write down that magical, mystical, wonderful day of my life where there will be parties in my honor. There will be streamers, those stupid things that you blow on and they make noise, you know, wah, whatever. Oh, I just can't wait. God damn it, Bibi, we don't need another one. We had Meghan Trainor, we had Charlie Puth, who was essentially male Trainor, and now we have Bibi, who's also responsible for Bitch Better Have My Money. Bitch Better Have My Money. Bitch Better Have My Money. You know what, Bibi, here's the thing. If you would have done this song and not Rihanna, nobody would have given 2 flying fucks about it. But considering you gave it to Rihanna, it became a big hit for her. Too bad Sally isn't going to do that for you. And if it does, the people are retarded. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 10 reasons why my head hurts worse than some small metropolitan areas. That might have been a Flint, Michigan joke. I don't even really know. If there's any songs that you think were left out that you felt were worse on Now 58, then please put them in the comments below. Construct your own list. By all means, go to town. I don't want to be the only asshole that's doing this, because Jesus Christ, this gets tiring after so long. I'm Cover Killer Nation, and I'll chat at you guys next time. If you like this list, if you like this idea, if you thought it was a little funny, made you laugh, made you giggle, made you tingle in your dingle, hit the subscribe button, because every time a Now piece of garbage drops, we make a piece of garbage video to go right along with it. Peace.